Headquarters. How do you feel?
My immune system has never been stronger.
Wow, the spider veins in my ankles are almost gone.
No more migraines.
Norspring, Cryotherapy and Rejuvenation Center. How do you feel now?
A few weeks ago, we headed down to North Georgia Toyota, paid a visit with Eddie Brooker and Greg Epps. Had such a good time, we promised you we were going to come back, and guess what? This is the morning that we have come back once again in the showroom with Eddie in the red and Greg in the blue. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
So the circumstances have not changed so much since we talked last. Inventory is still a struggle for a lot of people, not so much for y'all. You've got your business model intact, but still the great discounts continue where you're offering people that fair sticker price, right, Eddie, and not charging them above what you could be charging like a lot of folks are.
I think the two questions on most consumers' minds is what am I going to pay for the car and can you get the car?
And that's the key we didn't touch on is y'all can get the car.
Yeah, you're not going to pay above market value. We'll discount it if it's a high availability unit, but getting the car could take a week, could take 8 weeks, depending on if it's a hybrid or what have you. We have not missed any orders to my knowledge if people are just patient enough to wait. And the thing is, rather than going out and picking out between 4 cars that we had on the lot, you sit down, spec out exactly what you want, what color, what interior, what trim line, and that's what we're going to bring in. And if it isn't what you expected, we're not going to hold your feet to the fire.
I think that has been, and you would see this perhaps more than anybody, Greg, as the general manager here, but people are accustomed to pulling into a car dealership and seeing just car after car after car. This is true customization to a level that we're not used to.
And I think, in all honesty, I think this is going to be closer to the model that we're going to see even coming out of this supply shortage and whatnot. Dealers, manufacturers are not going to be sitting with as many cars. It's going to be, more of the custom order what you want and whatnot. And in a lot of ways, that's good.
If you go to buy a new sofa and you go into the furniture shop, they're going to ask you what kind of a leg you want, what kind of an arm. You're going to tailor it for what you are wanting. So the same is true here.
Same thing. And I think the manufacturers, are gearing up to where they can produce the cars, get them to the dealers quicker, more of a just in time, if you will.
Build for demand.
Build for demand, yeah.
So let me ask you something, and we'll get back to business a second, but when I was here last, I kind of teased it with the fact that we were going to come back and talk to y'all about your relationship. In any good business venture, in television, the chemistry you have with people who you're working with is key. That's true for everybody. Y'all have got this built-in chemistry. You're not brothers, but you're awfully darn close. You grew up together, right?
Yep. We, go ahead.
Well, in a lot of ways, we're closer than brothers. I mean, we're here every day together. We've grown up together. We went to high school and college together, which we can't talk about a whole lot. But Greg and I go back. Greg's dad and my dad were partners in business. A lot of people know that, a lot don't. But it's just how that loop has turned, and here we are. Let's see, Greg came here in 2011.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, it's one of the best hires I ever did. And we took off with in volume sales and renovated the store, tore down the old store, and started everything in 2012. And so he went through the whole process of building this company with me. And so we know the trials and tribulations and the heartaches and the successes. And it's a lot easier for me, and I hope it is for him, if you can bounce stuff off of each other.
But that's just it. I mean, there is nothing like a childhood friend. You make other friends throughout your life, but there's just that nothing has to be disclosed nature of a childhood friend. And then, Greg, when y'all are meeting and your sales folks are talking to customers, when you're talking about the heart of the dealership, you know it.
That's exactly right. It's like when we were first talking about me coming to work here, it's kind of like I told Eddie, and he said, that's what I want. I said, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.
That's what you told him?
Yeah. And that's, and he said, that's exactly what I need. You
right.
know, and I mean, because, like you said, you need somebody you can bounce things off of. And, sometimes I may tell him, what he needs to hear instead of what he wants to hear. And he may tell me, I'm crazy.
He was
crazy.
swaying.
We may argue
he was
a little
swaying
bit.
on that.
He may tell me I'm crazy, but
we may argue a little bit, but that's Greg's exactly right, and it's been a blessing. it's hard to be a dealer and a general manager. I call it good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
He's the bad cop. I come in and soothe everything up, but somebody has got to go hold our associates' feet to the fire, our expectations. We love our associates, but somebody's got to manage them.
So I was having a conversation, a few that have happened in my life the last several days, and always there's been this common thread of what people are looking for now. And in these conversations, it's been especially true of younger people, the 20s and 30-year-olds out there, but it's authenticity. People want what is real. Are they finding that here?
Exactly. What you see with us is what you get, and we always talk about, the most important thing to this dealership is its culture. And that's what we hire for culture. We've got the best product. We've got all this other stuff, that someone can go 50 different dealerships here within an hour and buy buy a Toyota.
Right.
But they're not going to get the experience that they get when they come here.
Like everything else, Dalton is growing, Chattanooga is growing. So y'all are seeing an influx of new people, but there's still that small town, down home feeling where you can't hide.
That's exactly
So
right.
I know y'all are kind of these local celebrities around here, which means that you got to be true to your word.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, people know you, and that's a good thing. In this business, oftentimes you go in there and 6 months later you come back and it's a whole new management crew. 6 months later you come back and it's a whole new these things. I started in 1983 and I've been here almost 40 years. And I've got some sons coming up behind me and I came behind my father. There is a way to do business that I hope my sons will carry on, but it's not only the right way, it's the easiest way. If you're doing the right thing and telling people the truth, you don't have to back up and try to cover yourself.
Right.
Sometimes we're not right. Sometimes we make a mistake, but let's own up to it. Let's fix it. And it just makes it much. People can see through.
That's right.
The falseness of a corporation. So we try to be upfront and do everything like we'd expect to be treated if we went into
And
a
y'all
store.
probably know, you hear it anyway, that people come into a car dealership, if they're not frequent buyers, with a little bit of trepidation.
Oh yeah, they'd rather go to the dentist, than to come into a car.
They come in with defensively, to fight. And it's not as bad as it used to be. But people need, the first thing they need to know is that we're working for them. We appreciate them being here. They didn't have to come in here. And we're going to do whatever we can to make when you buy a new car, it should be cool. It should be fun. Right. Make your dreams come true. That's what I tell my sales associates and everybody here. Make their day.
Everyone dreams of that new car smell at least once in their life, right?
Yeah, and it's our job to make sure that we fulfill that dream instead of making it a nightmare for them when they come in here.
Well, y'all were very good to not reveal each other's secrets. I guess those will kind of stay with you.
We can't because we both know too much on each other.
We hold that over. We hold that over each other's head.
Talking about how far we go back, I've told Stan, there's a picture floats. My mother has it somewhere, but we can't find it. But of an old Brooker Motor Company, which was Chrysler Plymouth back in those days, in 1960, of Eddie's mother and my mother holding me and Eddie as babies. And we would have been born in August and October of that year. And
Wow.
That was Christmas. So that's how far we go back.
That's a kismet meant to be thing. So let me show people how they can come and find you at North Georgia Toyota. They are in Dalton, but they are seeing people obviously in Chattanooga and Ringgold, probably from the Atlanta area too. Folks are driving up, but they want to treat you like you're their neighbor right down the street too. So you're going to say our tagline from me, you start it, Greg. Can we get a car here?
Oh, yes, you can.
And that's only at North Georgia Toyota. Come see it.
Friday through Monday at Ashley's Memorial Day Early Access Sale. Shop amazing deals on in-stock items with free and fast doorstep delivery. Save 25% off your first item plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. This weekend only at Ashley.
Technology has greatly changed the world we live in, mostly for the better. Unfortunately, though, we see the unintended consequences caused by cell phones on a daily basis. Far too often, people are being seriously injured and hurt because of negligent drivers distracted by their cell phones. If you've been harmed by a negligent or distracted driver, the law is on your side. Let us go to work for you.
Weddermark Keith, the name you know and trust.